Start that stream. Woohoo! All right, I gotta end this. All right, I gotta end this live right now so I can get the live on my computer going. But I'm live on Twitch and YouTube now, so be back in a minute or less than a minute. There we go. Why do you suck? Why do you suck so bad? Back. Back with another. That's Daniel. That's Daniel. There's OBS. And get my chat up. There we go. Oh, I forgot a fork. Oh, ow. Oh, he was positioned better earlier. Really, Daniel? You're okay. Hello. Hello, hello. How's it going, folks? There's nobody there. Welcome back, I guess. How you doing? Yeah, I bet. He beat 596 and started Undertale. Undertale is actually a very, very good video game. It's just not for everybody, or it's very, very niche. Oh, not niche. I want to say niche. It's very eclectic. But Undertale is yeah a very good one because you can do two runs. You can have your peaceful run and you can have your G side run. It follows in the format of Earthbound. You know Earthbound from Nintendo. Kind of that wacky ish take. Well, so it's not like your traditional turn-based combat. It's more like an interactive turn-based combat. It's kind of like in order to get like your special moves and everything else. You know how like in certain Final Fantasy games, like or not like Final Fantasy in Square Enix, Square Soft, former Square Soft games, you have to like hold a button or get the slots correctly or do some timing with it. That's basically the same idea. Like there's like a little box there, and you have to play like a little mini game to get your attack to work or whatever. And yeah, not it's not for every that part's not for everybody. But people love that story, and then people love that game because it is unique. Yeah, the artwork is like the old 8-bit artwork, and it's like by a guy who doesn't quite have a great art style, but that's kind of the for some people that's the appeal is that amateurish kind of artwork, and people love the characters. I wonder. Let me see if I can. Yeah. If it's not for you, yeah, I can't. It's not for you. Let me see if I can move the camera. Because sometimes when I move that camera, it cuts the. It's no longer feeds. Oh, I can. There he is. There's Dum Dum. Sleeping Dum Dum. Nah, they're not quite open. They're closed. It only looks open from here. It's Daniel Cam. Enjoy Daniel Cam. Nice thing is that he's not really like whining in pain or anything like that. He's just out. And I just cleaned. And before I got on stream, I cleaned him up and everything as best as I could. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, Graphene. He's 17 years old. That's basically it. He's 17. Right? Best guess is 17. His kidneys just failed. Are failing already. Um. Or yeah, his kidneys are failing. Seven. Well, our best guess is 17 human years. I've known him for 12 years. Thanks, Graphene. And so yeah, we shall see. I don't think he has much longer though. His kidneys are failing. He can't walk anymore. Can't stand on his own. And yeah, that's about it. That's horrible, Simon. Ran him over. Oh, no, that's not good. All right, I can see the chat from my phone now. Oh, I need to adjust that other chat. So this is technically my fourth dog. I had Pepper, Dixie, Thunder, and now we have Daniel. Why is that all the way at the top? There we go. But yeah, he's not. He's pretty much almost. I was hoping he was gonna make 18 years old. I was hoping he was gonna make it to next year. My goal was to get a house with a backyard with him. Fortunately, I can't afford a house with a backyard. I can only afford an apartment right now. Welcome back, Simon. So I made Daniel a steak dinner. He ate all except for one piece of steak so far. No, it's a one bedroom apartment. It was built this place the place I'm living in now was built in 2016, so that's why it might look expensive. Because technically, I'm the first person to rent this unit. Yeah. What's my page normally about? So my lives, I just usually play video games or talk about Asian issues while cooking. Often, uh, my regular page is all about Asian issues or talking about stuff that are related to Asian American stuff. But yeah, these lives are just hang out with followers and people who want to hang out and chill. Like I don't really, if people want opinions and some stuff, can, but the majority of the time it's just playing video games and hanging out, mainly with Klekis. Yeah, I'm renting. I don't have a house yet, Klekis. Only looks expensive because of the things, but yeah, I was hoping to get a house. Actually, it was this year. My whole goal was to buy a house this year, but I don't have enough for a down payment. Around April this year, I guess. Was it April or no? It was May, right? Around when the TikTok ban was happening. It was right around that. I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California. Right before the TikTok ban. I guess and I started hanging out on lives. Well, I started doing lives because of the TikTok ban, and then yeah, like was always hanging out with me. We met on a few other lives, I think, and then yeah, I started doing lesson lives, and that guess was always there. Has it been? I don't remember how long. You gotta remember, we're getting old. My memory's going fast. If I don't, my memory goes fast nowadays. Like I don't remember unless I write it down. I don't remember how long things are going. But you might be right. But I don't remember doing lives that often. I remember just doing a lot of lives in Oh, I did do some lives last year, but not many. Has it been a year though? Huh. I gotta find a way to look it up. 'Cause I don't remember doing many lives last year. But I, oh. Oh, okay. I don't remember that political debate one though, to be honest. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Oh, good God, my memory. It's not important anymore. My brain does not remember, and I hate that. Like, you do? Okay, keep it, because my brain does not remember that at all. Because just recently, I met someone like a week ago who just moved into the building when I was with Daniel outside, and then like the next week I see them and I don't even remember their face. It's like their face just went in went it through went right past me. Then when I saw him like the day after, like okay, now I start remembering them. You're the old one. Well, I think you might have a better memory. My memory is just going. It's just like unless I force that memory to be locked in, I don't always remember. Like it just does not stay there. I have to like force that memory to stay. I'm even like forgetting old recipes that I have for like cooking. And I used to know all of them by heart. I was making like a tendon stew, Chinese tendons, a stew with tendons, daikon, um, not daikon. Oh yeah, it's daikon. Or basically a radish stew, tendon radish stew. And you can throw whatever else you want in there. Tendons and the radish are the main parts. And I could not remember how to make it. I was at the store, just like, what ingredients do I need? You used to want to write comic stories and shit. I have to remember stuff. Oh yeah, you should do web comics if you still want to write it, or light novels. Japan has a massive light novel industry. Everybody's like writing light novels on light novel websites. That's where majority anime now comes from, light novels. Especially the isekai ones. Eh, well, well, that sucks. I'm gonna say this, Takis. It just means you can start all over again, and any mistakes that you thought you made, you can undo those mistakes and rewrite a new one. Because there's one thing I noticed that um from the anime versus the so the Japanese novels go from what's known as a web novel to a light novel, then to a manga, then to an anime. Web novel is basically like their what's it, manuscript. Their first like their draft, the one that they think is completed. Then they rewrite the stories into a light novel at some point, and those light novels they clean up anything that they made mistakes on in the past. Like if they have continuity errors or they want to introduce you know things that they made a mistake on, everything else they do it on that light novel. Then they get usually sent to someone want who do the manga, the drawing and everything else for it. And and basically if you think about it, comics are what they as known in the industry as like storyboards. So they basically create the manga as a way to do storyboarding to see if this manga would work as an anime. And I can't remember which ones I've read and which some animes I've watched. I can't remember which ones they were. They made massive changes between the web novel to the manga to the anime. And because of those continuity stuff and everything else and getting that feel for it, like the manga becomes a little bit more polished, or the anime is a little bit more polished because they found their footing. So I would say just start. Find a way to start publishing it. People used to do these on blog spaces or blog spots. You might be even write it on Reddit or like a messaging forum and see how well it goes. There's like sites that will host your novels and stuff, uh, or some people even set up their own websites. Basically, that's how One Punch Man became anime. Guy was just drawing his own manga on his own web as a webtoon on his own website, and it became popular. Okay, that's the whole programming stuff. But um, as someone who works with computers and works has done movie stuff, you do need to do a lot of I guess the best way is to prep work or concept work. So yeah, but don't sell yourself short. What I'm gonna say is what I'm gonna say is do the legwork. You may not have a finished game, but you may never have a finished game if you don't do all this legwork or the prep work to get there. So you need to have concept art if you are a drawer. You need to have your narrative plot, your beats, your stories. You wanna kind of I like what kind of gameplay do you want to have? You gotta start designing that all out. You gotta design how you want things to interact. What do you want to interact with? Your environments, your details. What kind of environments do you want? How do you transition from point A to point B? Stuff like that. And that all takes years and years of work before you. And that a lot of that is okay. So a lot of that can be 1 year work without even touching code yet. Liberated for the Switch. Yeah, but even before you touch any write any code, you have to do all this prep work. Like what kind of gameplay, the designs, the stat, like interfaces and everything else. How do you level up? Um, yeah, and None of that gets started. None of that is ever writing code yet. That's what our team is for, Jay. Yeah. And what you could also do is like they have like RPG makers, not like a full on game thing, like but like simple game mechanics. You can make just simple game mechanics using like an RPG maker or something like that, just so you have a feel for what you want. Like narrative wise, you can do that. You may not get your full game, but it's getting your foot in the door and doing what step, and that's an accomplishment, whether no anyone wants to say so or not. And it's one of those things where, like, if you, it's for a lot of people, that's the hobby. It's just doing it and not and coming up with something that's just there, and then constantly redoing it over again and over again. I mean, that's just like that's civilization. That's Sid Meier, Pirates. He made a Sid Meier made a Pirates game for the NES, for the Nintendo NES, right? And then for the PlayStation, I think it's 3. He released Pirates again. It's just a remake of his NES game. And they just made it a 3D Pirates game using the same narrative story and everything else. Kind of the same with Sims. You started off with something simple and you kept going. I mean, SimCity was. I remember the first SimCity. Oh man. I don't know. There are game engines in there where you don't have to even know how to program anything. Put it something together. So don't count yourself short. Just sometimes you just gotta go for it and figure it out as you go. All right. Well, uh, you gotta fight your. You gotta overcome all the obstacles, and it's not always gonna be easy. Well, Undertale was also made by is an indie was by an indie developer who loved Earthbound, and he would make Earthbound mods. So, and people said his coding skills were absolutely atrocious when they went through his code. So don't count yourself short. Like it may not be your cup of tea, but like he made it and he just did it for fun because he liked Earthbound and he liked doing RPGs. So I guess the only advice I'm telling you is do it. Make it a hobby because you never know what you end up with making. Alright, I gotta go put dishes away, clean up a bit. First, let's go feed Daniel the fat in the steak, because that was his favorite part for my sister. No? I'll leave this here for you. That he doesn't. The fact that he doesn't want the fat part of the steak is a problem. Alright, you're back. I gotta go clean up and put my dishes away and everything. Maybe a few minutes. Too much to do. Too many small chores. Alright, I guess you got. Sorry, Josh, workman style. Still cleaning up. Forgot to do some stuff for work. Alright then. I'm back. I'm watching Terminator for good. Terminator, you're good. Alrighty. I'm back. Oh, hey Daniel, you woke up. uh, I should refill my water. But that was a lot of dishes and a lot of minor chores I forgot to do. Yeah, Daniel might not be doing so well. He didn't want to eat the piece of fat from steak. That is the tastiest part. Oh, someone's calling. Hey, load 1 second. I mute my mic. macarons from all the steak juices and cooked dinner and everything. Not quite, but I think I have a plan. Well, I've been able to push him in a push him in the stroller. So the hardest part will be me getting him in the stroller again after he passes, and then once that happens, then he's gonna take bed. Same thing. I just be pushing, putting him in the stroller, and then about half an hour. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll figure things out as goes. Well, I think he's doing fine. He's doing fine-ish. Knowing probably him, we shall see if he actually wants to go to his bed or not. He might just want to go in naturally, and then we will. Huh? Well, if it's so, if it's naturally, he's not gonna whine or complain. He's just gonna look off and just wait and just go. If he didn't want to go, if he's in too much pain and doesn't want do anything and go, then yeah, he will probably let me know. He'd be probably whining and everything constantly. So that's why I'm not. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I think I don't know. Since he ate the steak, but he's not eating the last two pieces. I don't know how much longer, but not much longer, I think. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm streaming on TikTok now. If you want to see my videos. Oh, that's TikTok. If you want to look at Daniel, I have a video of him right on. I have it on my YouTube because I'm trying to capture. YouTube will start a video, so I have now video of his last few days on my TikTok and hanging out with people. So yeah, but I'm just saying I'll probably be on for like another Back. Sorry, was on the phone. Uh, Friend called. I wanted to check up on me after the call. Um, yeah, wanted to check up on me after the. Check up on me since he knows that Daniel's not doing so well. Too many emails. Too many things going on right now. What was I trying to think of now? All right, I gotta check something. I didn't notice it earlier. Oh, Warner Bros. Made 350. Sweet. Alrighty.
What could possibly?
Alright, I think it's time to call it. Been on live for about, what, 2 hours now? 3 hours. Close to 3. Oh, people joined it now. Just as about to go off. But yeah, I think it's time to call it. I've had a busy day. And I think that's it for me. This mouse sucks. But yeah. Alright. Time to call it. And live. Bye bye. Twitch is down. Twitch is off.